taken too far. He said, all things pass into the night. And I said, oh no, sir, I must say you're wrong. I must disagree. Oh no, sir, I must say you're wrong. Won't you listen to me?
Hello, everybody. This is Samus Mahomes here. Glad you could show up, both of you. Really glad to see you. So you see, we're going to be talking about the Nashville Covenant shooter, Audrey Hale. But you see, somebody tagged me in what appears to be their last meal from a Zaxby's, which, alright, I'll say that, Zaxby's is a pretty good place, I'm not gonna, I can at least say they have good taste on that level, but let's take a look. You see, it says, my last meal before I commit suicide, hashtag depression, hashtag sad, hashtag giving up, hashtag I'm done. Let's see. What's funny? They tagged me, Lyle Convoy, and Vlad. Huh. Well, all I can advise is that they keep themselves sane for whatever it's worth. Appears this individual is living in some kind of hoarders episode. I see a dead bug there. I don't know, nor do I really give a shit about this individual. That is not what we are here for. We are talking about Audrey, aka Aiden Hale. This is the individual that shot up a Christian elementary school in Nashville, Tennessee in the year 2023. I would advise if you have a low constitution, they are understating about this video that they find the contents being distressing. So if you are of such an individual, should have let them know about Cupcake and how they're a complete drama baiter. Yes, that's why I'm not taking it nearly as seriously as I ought to, okay? Like, it's like a tornado siren on the first Wednesday of the month. I know what it's going on. They're just trying to get the attention. They don't actually care. That's just the reality of this scenario. Let's roll.
The kids are all locked down, but we have 2 kids that we don't know where they are.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Draven stated, laughing my ass off comes around every month. Well, why don't we just call it Cupcakes, period?
Yes.
Into my window, they're upstairs.
Hey. Give me 3. Let's get 3.
You guys listen all the way down this hall. Listen, this fellowship hall. At the end of this hall is fellowship hall. They just said they heard gunshots down there, and then upstairs are a bunch of kids.
Let's go. I need 3.
One more!
Let's go. Metro Police.
Open door! On me! We don't know where he is! Metro Police! Open door! Bathroom, small bathroom. Clear.
Next. Let's go. Door. With me.
Hold the door!
Next.
Like this.
Open it. I got it.
Bathroom.
Let's go.
Come out. We're going more right now. Let's go!
Just move right. Cover left. Take this with me. Take this. No, that's locked. Take this door. Take this door. Take it. I think it's upstairs. It sounds like it's upstairs.
Go! Push the LPV up! Reloading!
Toya, what video game is this? I believe this is, Call of Duty 41 Postmodern Warfare? No idea. You see, what we're discussing today is the 2023 Nashville school shooting. You see, they recently revealed their final report on the event about a week ago. It occurred on March 27, 2023, a little over 2 years ago. And I gotta say, this had to be the absolute worst timing of the Biden administration, even worse than I'd say their withdrawal from Afghanistan. Now, I say this because somebody was going to have to pick up that hot potato over grenade of having to withdraw from there. Biden happened to be the guy who drew the short end of the stick. So, I gotta say, for Donald Trump, getting the election stolen from him probably benefited him far more than it detracted from him. Draven says, body cam video game, which is actually good and on Steam. Okay, so 3 days after the shooting occurred, the Biden administration released this. A proclamation on Transgender Day of Visibility. 3 days after someone among their ranks became quite visible. Transgender Day of Visibility celebrates the joy, strength, and absolute courage of some of the bravest people I know. People who have too often had to put their jobs, relationships, and lives on the line just to be their true selves. Today, we show millions of transgender and non-binary Americans that we see them. They belong and they should be treated with dignity and respect. Their courage has been given countless others strength, but no one should have to be brave just to be themselves. Every American deserves that freedom. Transgender Americans shape our nation's soul, proudly serving in the military, curing deadly diseases, holding elected office, running thriving businesses, fighting for justice, raising families, what the fuck, and much more. I don't know how you're going to raise a family with a non-functioning genitalia, but I guess that must be that trans girl magic I keep hearing about. As kids, they deserve what every child deserves, the chance to learn in safe and supportive schools, to develop meaningful friendships, and to live openly and honestly. As adults, they deserve the same rights enjoyed by every American, including equal access to health care, housing, and jobs, and the chance to age with grace as senior citizens. Holy fuck. But today, too many transgender Americans are still denied those rights and freedoms. A wave of discriminatory state laws is targeting transgender youth, terrifying families, and hurting kids who are not hurting anyone. Again, worst timing possible. This was 3 days after the Covenant shooting that I had just started the stream with the body cam footage of. I think only the Afghanistan withdrawal was probably timed worse than this. I'm not kidding. An epidemic of violence against transgender women and girls, in particular women and girls of color, has taken lives far too soon. Last year's club shooting in Colorado was another painful example of this kind of violence, a stain on the conscience of our nation, which apparently was performed by a non-binary individual. The Biden administration has fought to end these injustices from day one, working to ensure that transgender people and the entire LGBTQILMNOP plus community blah, 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 blah. Let's just read this crap. This happened a few days after this. Metro Nashville Police Department Criminal Investigation Homicide Unit. This report was created by the Metro Nashville Police Department Homicide Unit and consists of the final investigative case summary regarding the murders of Evelyn Deekhouse, Michael Hale, William Kinney, Hallie Scruggs, Catherine Kuntz, and Cynthia Peake on March 27th, 2023. This report contains information gathered from a variety of sources by either the Metro Nashville Police Department. Hello, Draven. How are you?
Oh, we talking about the Nashville shooter? Oh, why didn't you tell me about this, buddy?
Yeah, it's... well...
Oh, I got so much base things to say. So much base things to say.
Buddy, you have the stage. I will allow you to say all these based things.
There is only two genders.
Very braced, very bread-pilled.
Yep.
This report contains information gathered from a variety of sources by either the Metro Nashville Police Department or by partnering agencies. This report is only a summarization of the information gathered and analyzed during the investigation. For details regarding specific facts and information gathered during the investigation, the investigative case file should be referenced. All copies of the investigative case file must be obtained from Metro Nashville Police Department Central Records Division. Nothing in this report is designed or intended to assign or infer civil liability to any party regarding the murders. This investigation...
Or is it?
Yes, or is it? This investigation was conducted solely to determine criminal responsibility. The final determination regarding whether criminal charges are applicable was made by the District Attorney of the 20th Judicial District in Nashville, Tennessee. Even though this report will reference the officer involved in the shooting that occurred during the initial response to the murders, nothing in this report is designed to replace or discuss in detail the investigation into the OI officer-involved shooting. For the information and findings resulting from the officer-involved shooting investigation, please refer to the investigative file completed by the Metro Nashville Police Department Cold Case Homicide Missing Persons under CPN 2023-018551. I'm sorry, 2023-018551 and CPN 2023-022469. Nothing in this report.
The lucky lottery numbers are.
Nothing in this report is designed or intended to serve as an after-action review or other assessment of the response to the homicides by first responders. All questions or requests for information regarding those findings should be referred to those individual agencies. It should be noted, in life, the offender, Audrey Hale, gender identified as a male and used he, him as preferred pronouns. Under Tennessee law, a person's gender identity must correspond with their biological sex or with information on their certificate of live birth. As Hale was a biological female at the time of her death, and throughout the incidents described in this summary and in the case file, Hale will be referred to as a female. Fucking based.
You know, the funny part about that is, we should respect the pronouns of has been. If he's fucking dead.
As far as I'm concerned, if you murder children, you do not get respect.
Yeah. Man, I can't wait till we get to that part, everyone.
Yeah, no, there totally weren't protesters putting up 7 fingers in reference to the victims, including the perpetrator who shot herself.
You know, the funny part, unrelated by the way, the person I was dating was in Tennessee.
Really?
And me and my friends made the funniest joke ever. And because she identified as like trans, like female to male. Even though there's not an ounce of testosterone that was porking her in the asshole, but so anyways, we thought she did it.
Wow. That's funny.
Yeah, she might have been a Fed, by the way. Apparently her father, well, her grandpa was related to the fucking Sandy Hook shooting.
Mm.
Well, that works.
Excuse me, yeah, no, it is funny how that works. So here's the beginning part of it. At approximately 8 a.m. on March 27th, 2023, Audrey left her residence at... When she exited her residence, she was carrying a large duffel bag, which contained several firearms, ammunition for those firearms, tactical gear, and her stuffed animals. She also...
With these fucking trannies and stuffed animals, holy shit, it's always the males too.
Wait, you're telling me that the kind of things that would inspire women to have stuffed animals don't go away if they even if they inject themselves with steroids?
I'll put it this way: the same person, right? She fucking. I'm not ragging on her because like I have like a whole shit ton of stuffed animals myself, but she had a stuffed animal, right? But she also had a very weird child interest in dinosaurs.
Okay.
I don't know why dinosaurs is considered a masculine thing to do. You could do that as a woman too, but it's weird how they hang on to that type of stuff.
Yeah.
In that way. Usually it grows with you if you really like it enough.
Sounds like it was one of those lick a lot of Sperg pusses species.
Mm-hmm.
She also had with her a backpack containing 2 notebooks and assorted items. She loaded these bags into her vehicle, a 2014 Honda Fit hatchback, and left her residence. Hale then drove to Royal Range, USA, arriving there at 8:16 in the morning. Upon arriving at this location, she drove into a far corner of the parking lot, well away from the building and the entrance of the lot. Once there, she donned her tactical vest and affixed magazine pouches to her belt. The vest was loaded with several spare magazines, an automatic knife, and other equipment. She then assembled and loaded 3 different firearms. She then remained in her vehicle in the parking lot of the location for over an hour and finally left the location at 9:33 in the morning. Well, of course, a woman, when she says she'll take 20 minutes, takes an hour.
Man, she's never gonna beat those women allegations.
No kidding.
Especially right now.
No, I mean, it's almost like it's embedded in her brain. Hale then drove directly to the Covenant Presbyterian Church and School, henceforth known as the Covenant, arriving there at 9:53 a.m. Upon arriving at the school, she first drove through the parking lot slowly before parking her vehicle in a parking lot on the west side of the building. Upon parking her vehicle, she waited inside her vehicle for several minutes. During this time, Hale sent a goodbye message to a friend through Instagram Messenger. At approximately 10:09 a.m., she exited her vehicle, slung 2 firearms around her neck and shoulders, and approached one of the west entrances to the building. The firearms Hale possessed at this time were a Leadstar Grunt 15 5.56 millimeters, .223 caliber semi-automatic AR pistol, a Kel-Tec Sub 2000 9mm caliber carbine, a Smith & Wesson M&P Shield 2.09mm caliber semi-automatic pistol. And these are the aforementioned pistols mentioned.
Man, you think whenever she was like texting out that bye message, it was like more about her than whatever else that was going on?
Really?
You think she took a selfie too? You think she did that? She was doing a selfie like, feel kind of cute, might kill a bunch of kids later?
Oh yeah, no, 100%, 100%. I mean, that would be.
But no, a lot of school shooters do that. It's always they always
right.
gotta make their production.
BRB, gonna go die. Her probably.
Well, what the fuck do you text someone where you make the conscious decision to go massacre a bunch of people who did nothing wrong to you? Like,
Well,
wouldn't you want to kill the people who wronged you? Starting with you, because
well, you see, the explanation actually comes up later. Now, there were a lot of people who accused the Nashville Police Department and the FBI under the Biden administration for withholding the manifesto. Why don't we cut to the chase on this? But
oh boy,
as you'll see, there really wasn't a singular manifesto a la Industrial Society and Its Future by Ted Kaczynski. This individual was, shall we say, way too cognitively disorganized to come up with a coherent single manifesto.
a woman can't write? I can't believe this.
I know. It's totally unlike what I got subjected to in my IB English classes in high school. Like, I swear to God, the most engaging thing I ever read there was When Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. It was a guy that wrote about...
I love that book.
Yeah, no, I like that book too. I mean, it's like the most relatable thing. It's about a man who, you know, the standards, you know, that have been inculcated in him over thousands of years no longer apply in a rapidly changing world. It's actually incredibly relatable.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can apply it to like today.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, it's probably why it stuck with me longer than, say, the Age of Innocence did.
I think a book that stuck with me was The Outsiders, because like the idea of like just being hated just for like the most arbitrary reasons is a lot more better than the whole racism angle.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I thought you'd especially relate to the character called Pony Boy.
Oh, why do you think I got my name? Why do you think the horse is yellow?
I see, I see. Yeah. At 10:10 a.m., Hale began her attack. Upon reaching the entrance, Hale fired her AR pistol at the door several times, shattering the glass within each door. The bullets also traveled into the vestibule and shattered the set of doors just inside the building. Hale then crawled through the shattered glass and entered the school. I suppose this here is the still entrance from the video surveillance from the Covenant showing Hale entering the building after shooting the glass out of the doors.
Man, that's crazy.
At the time Hale entered the school, Michael Hill, one of the custodians at the school, was cleaning a room adjacent to the youth center. Upon hearing the shattering glass, he stopped cleaning and went into the youth center to investigate. Hill reached the youth center at the same time Hale fully entered the building. They saw each other at the same time, and Hill reacted by turning to run away. Upon seeing Hill beginning to flee, Hale fired multiple bullets at him through the windows separating the hallway from the youth center. Hale was struck multiple times in the back and collapsed on the floor in the youth center. At the time Hale shot Hill, she was standing underneath a smoke detector. This would be funny. Hill was a mentally challenged African American. So, forgive me for the giggling about a smoke detector. And triggered the building's audible fire alarm. The activation of the fire alarm also led to the magnetic door locks on the door separating the church from the school to become disengaged per state fire codes. Hale then proceeded down the hallway towards a stairwell leading to the second floor of the building. At the same time, students and faculty throughout the building heard the fire alarm and began their standard evacuation procedure in response to the alarm. The evacuation...
was the first person she shot at a black person?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny that happened because I'm pretty sure in her gay little manifesto, she mentioned how she should try not to kill any black people because she doesn't want to be seen as a racist, but has no qualms about killing white people, especially children.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's, let's just call this a very misplaced set of priorities.
Just remember, folks, this is what the people, the Democrats, create. You know, gone are the days of school shooters like going around and just killing for the sake of it. Now they just have like crazy people who they meticulously program to killing the people they don't want for some weird gay reason. Because God forbid there's white people in the fucking place where the white people are the dominant race.
I mean, it's like going to Mexico and hoping not to shoot a bunch of brown people.
Oh, Mexico's fucked. Oh, so Samus, if you're talking, yeah, hold your button.
Yeah, no, I was just kind of, whew. I hate
Yeah,
spring.
Mexico's gone. Mexico's fucked. Okay.
Yeah, that's why their best
Mexico's
and brightest are now proud Americans.
Yeah. There's no fixing it. We just gotta start over.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
Probably with Tio Sam's assistance.
Maybe. Back to this tranny.
Hale then proceeded down the hallway towards a stairwell leading to the second floor of the building. At the same time, students and faculty throughout the building heard the fire alarm and began their standard evacuation procedure in response to the alarm. The evacuation included the students in each classroom forming a single file line with the teacher for the class as the last person in line. Each class would then walk towards the nearest exit. One of the students in each classroom was designated the line leader.
Oh, I bet Mr. Smug, the line leader, regrets being there that day. I remember all of you.
Last one out is a rotten corpse in the ground.
Last one now is gonna fucking die. Imagine being the kid with your name being like Zachary Zachin or whatever. You're fucked. You're the meat shield.
Privileges of people with a last name that starts with an A strikes again.
This says a lot of our society or some gay shit. Anyways, go on.
Yep, Atkins Master Race. And would take the first position in line during the evacuation. For the students and faculty of the second floor of the building, they would first travel to the nearest stairwell, descend to the first floor, and then walk to the nearest exit. At the same time, the fire alarm sounded. Evelyn Deekhouse, William Kinney, and Hallie Scruggs were in the same third grade class on the second floor. They formed a line with their classmates, with Kinney as the line leader, followed by Scruggs and then Deekhouse. At the same time, Hale was entering the school. Cynthia Peake was in the school office receiving her classroom assignment and lesson plan prior to working as a substitute teacher for the day. Upon hearing the fire alarm go off, Peake left the office and walked to a stairwell to assist with the evacuation of the building. Other faculty members inside the office remained, with some attempting to investigate the source of the fire alarm. Peake reached the nearest stairwell at the time students were filing to exit the building. Peake then stood next to the stairwell entrance to allow Kinney, Scruggs, Deekhouse, and their classmates to exit ahead of her. As Kinney and Scruggs entered the stairwell, Hale ascended the stairwell and appeared directly in front of them. Immediately upon seeing them, she fired several shots with her AR pistol, striking all four of them multiple times. Upon hearing the gunfire and seeing people shot in front of them, the other students and faculty members in the hallway behind them ran back into their classrooms, as was the school's protocol for an active killer response. The school's response plan called for each teacher to shut and lock the door once they confirmed their students were inside the
Each what?
classroom. Go on. What's up, Vapor?
Oh, nothing. You just cut out on my end.
All right. The door to each room had a blackout curtain affixed to the interior of the door and security bars which could be used to reinforce the door to prevent entry into the room. The students would then be instructed to move to the wall next to the hallway and crouch down to prevent from being seen and to minimize their risk to bullets or other flying projectiles that may enter the room through the door. As Hale was exiting the stairwell after shooting Deke House, Kinney, Peake, and Scruggs, the teachers for the adjacent rooms, which were the second and third grade classrooms, had brought their students into their rooms and secured their classrooms. Hale then walked over to where the two doors for the third grade classrooms were located. They were positioned next to each other. Hale then emptied the remainder of the magazine loaded into her AR pistol through one of the classroom doors, shattering the window set in the door and sending bullets flying through the classroom and out the exterior windows on the north side of the building.
So why did she decide to shoot this school again?
Well, you see.
It was a religious school, right? Like a Christian school.
Oh yeah, so that
Oh,
is going to be
so.
elaborated.
I can see why the demon chose this.
Mhm.
Oh, by the way, the gay people have aligned with the Church of Satan, so they're not even hiding at this point. Anyone who's in the LGBT is obviously an agent of Satan, so you can't tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, Hail Stan.
That's a typo. It's supposed to say Steve.
Yeah, clearly it's supposed to say Hail Satin, as in the fabric.
The paint brand. Fucking world. Fucking world.
Yeah.
Back in my day, school shooters used to shoot people their own age. God.
God damn, it used to be people that actually bully them, not just collateral damage.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. There is no way this fucking person was getting that bullied. I bet you the most they say to this person was like, "You see a dyke," or "She looks like she eats carpet," or some bullshit like that. And that probably was the extent of it. But in their minds, when these types of people isolate themselves,
Uh-huh.
all they have is their little fucking brain, right? And their brain's already fucked up as it is, right? So they have no one there to like question or like what's the word?
Like even say, hey,
Challenge.
yeah,
Challenge
challenge.
them.
Uh-huh. Hold on, I'm
So
gonna
then,
go, audience and Vapor, I'm gonna go take a 30-second leak. Just a moment.
all right.
And I am back. How do you like a new name, Vapor? Or
Funny boy.
Yep.
I like that. But yeah, back to my thought. But basically, when you don't have anyone challenging your thought process, your delusions get worse and worse, and then eventually, what happens is you just come to this singularity point of loneliness, and then that's when the government comes for you and starts using you as their little fucking experiment, and then next thing you know, you're fucking killing kids, and your fucking dumbass brain is so far gone, you have to justify it to yourself, and then suddenly you hate Christians because of all the MK Ultra shit they're doing to you.
Yeah, either that or you hit some intermediate state where you start ranting about it. And Grimskull!
Huh?
It's Samus! His place is terrible!
What?
And I give $100 to Gilded Poo every month. It makes me important.
Yeah, you turn to Fox's shirt, basically.
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna get mad at Vapor for no reason.
The symbol-banging monkey that's my brain actually tells me Samus is conspiring against me.
Everyone in Joint Server is aligned with some nobodies nobody cares about. By the way, Fox, I know you're fucking wrong, because you know I'm fucking right about if you turn off your fucking subscription shit to Pootopia, you fucking will get kicked in no time.
I mean,
that's why you didn't fucking engage with that, faggot.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, we're talking about a schizo here, so my apologies. Yes, we're going to bring up the schizo in our day-to-day lives.
As we should.
Yeah, so they don't do shit like this.
Yeah, you see, Fox, you should be thankful that I even remotely fucking bring your disgusting fucking existence out of my mouth. Where's my fucking money?
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're not schizophrenic enough to get money from the government. You know, thank you for serving our country by flunking out of boot camp after a couple of weeks.
Yeah, thanks, Schizo. It's not like I couldn't do that just by fucking eating a few donuts.
Hold on, I gotta get some more schizo juice.
Schizo juice. Bet you Fox is your. I bet you, chat. Fox is gonna like if he's like he's gonna get like the little radar in his head and he's gonna be like, Vapor Pill, he's bringing me up. He's bringing me up, and he's a little poopy head, and he sucks, and he's stupid, and look how much he's freaking out. No one's freaking out. Well, no one's freaking out.
Yeah, I guess. What did the fox say? Cheers, donuts. Oh, yeah.
Donut. Oh.
Yep. Ooh.
In Japan, they call that grass.
Yep. Yep. And out the exterior windows.
Keep reading.
On the north side of the building, Hale then changed magazines and emptied a second magazine through the door of the other classroom, also shattering the windows set in that door and sending bullets flying through the room and out the exterior windows on the north side of the building. One of the students within the second classroom Hale fired into was slightly injured by flying debris from this shooting. After emptying the second magazine, Hale reloaded and walked.
I'll be right back, Samus.
Alright. You know what? Let me go grab my food. I will await you when you return. Let me know when you get back, Vapor. Whoa, Kimasabe. Dead air. We are winning Vapor's turn.
I'm back, Samus.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Keep reading.
Of course. One of the students in the second classroom Hale fired into was slightly injured, and after emptying the second magazine, Hale reloaded and walked down the hallway without making any attempt to further breach those rooms or harm anyone
All
else
good.
inside. Hale then moved through the second floor hallways of the school, seeking out additional targets. By this point, the students and faculty members in the classrooms on the second floor were aware an active killer was in the building and had barricaded themselves into their classrooms. Also located on the second floor of the school were offices for the church. Upon hearing and seeing the shooting that occurred, the staff within those school offices barricaded themselves within their offices. Several of these individuals began calling 911 to report the shooting at the school. As Hale was moving through the second floor of the building, the school's executive principal, Dr. Catherine Kuntz, was in the school office area attempting to ascertain why the fire alarm was going off. After failing to receive an answer from maintenance staff, she contacted regarding the alarm. She set out from the office area to investigate based on the available video surveillance footage and from interviews with staff members. Following the murder, she didn't know of the active killer within the building. Well, that's a little incongruent.
You know, when I was in school, they used to like
Oh my
lock
God,
down. Hey, me.
Hello, Draven.
Hi, how's it going? I've been here for a little while now.
So, how are you doing?
Pretty good.
So I guess we're reading this.
Yeah, but I do remember like it's like a fire alarm. The doors would shut and lock. So why did they get rid of this kind of thing in schools?
Weird. Very weird.
Yeah. Like if you're locked in at least a certain section of the school, you can't just traipse around doing what Haley did or Hale.
You see, that's because she probably didn't work alone. Because she's a
Interesting.
woman.
Yeah, you tell me a woman that would do something by herself.
Huh.
Whoa, dead air.
Well,
Whoa,
continue
that's the whole.
reading.
I'll fix it, don't worry.
Dr. Kuntz left the office area and walked down the hallway leading towards the church office
Shit.
area. As she reached the other end of the hallway, where it intersected with the hallway leading to the church office, Hale rounded the corner and they faced each other. Dr. Kuntz was overheard challenging Hale about what she was doing in the school. I don't know, just killing a bunch of children and black janitors.
Dr. Kuhn.
Hale responded to the challenge by firing multiple times with her AR pistol, which struck Dr. Kuntz and knocked her to the ground. Hale then...
What is an AR pistol?
That, I guess... I guess
I didn't thought that would be that loud.
I guess the AR pistol would be the Lead Star Grunt 15.
Automatic rifle pistol.
Yeah, I guess so.
I bet you we
Assault
look
rifle
into
pistol.
it. I bet you we look into it. They're probably trying to get that gun ban too, because it's fucking Democrats.
AR pistol? There's no such thing. Unless they're referring to pistol as a firearm, which is what I'm thinking it is. But that's so convoluted that they put it in there like that.
223 caliber semi-automatic AR pistol.
Yeah, but a pistol and a rifle are two different things.
True, but
Yeah, see, AR pistol. What the hell? That's fucking dumb.
we're dealing with a major city police department. I mean, this shit's
Yeah.
gotta be natural.
Oh, they're police officers. They should know better too.
I know. Huh. Well. Some of the bullets Hale fired at Dr. Kuntz went past her, traveled to the other end of the hallway, and struck the fire doors leading into the school office area. Upon hearing the gunfire in the hallway outside and hearing bullets striking at the other side of the door, staff within the school office appeared to receive their first indication of an active killer within the building. Many of them began finding places to hide and barricade themselves in the office area. Some of them contacted other teachers in the school to alert them of an active killer within the building.
This cool shooter has the steadiest drip ever.
Yeah, weird.
I don't even think it's original. I'm pretty sure she fucking has like the white. Yeah, I fucking knew it wasn't original.
Yeah, it was the White Bowser came in and shot up the school.
I just got torn. I didn't kill anyone.
At this point, some of the classrooms had begun evacuating and were outside. Upon realizing there wasn't a fire and the emergency was an active killer on the campus, teachers stopped the evacuation of their students and ordered everyone inside so they could take shelter within the building. Per the school's active killer protocol, some individuals, however, did not return to the school building. Instead, they ran through the woods to the fire hall for the Nashville Fire Department Station 20, which is located next door to the school near the south entrance of the campus. Other students and faculty members ran into the woods and headed towards Burton Hills Boulevard, which is north of the campus. Go on, Vaver.
No, nothing. It's just kind of fucking. Like, wouldn't you like hear those bullets?
Yes, and the body cam, you could hear it very clearly.
Yeah. So like, why would they think it's a fire safety thing? And I'm pretty
Because
sure
that's how
like
you're taught to react instead of going out. I don't know if you're on the ground floor, the window.
Yeah, I think it's like fireworks going off. Clearly, those
Sure,
are
okay.
fireworks.
it doesn't make any sense. Like I'd be like, wait a minute, there's no such thing as fun in school. What the fuck?
I'm sure the teacher was like, "Don't worry, it's just fireworks.
A
Let's run the
teacher-
drill for tornadoes. Get under your desks, children."
There's a nuclear bomb coming. Get under your desk.
Kiss your ass goodbye. After she shot Dr. Kuntz, Hale then moved through the hallways of the school for the next few minutes. Her exact path of travel at this point is unknown, as no video surveillance cameras were in those areas to capture her movements.
Conveniently.
It is known she entered certain rooms in the area where Dr. Kuntz was shot to search them based on statements from faculty members hiding in adjacent rooms. Hale didn't encounter or harm anyone within the rooms she searched. It is believed the rooms she searched were the ones that were unlocked and unoccupied.
Of course, the woman couldn't open a door. Thank God.
She can't open a jar of pickles. Hale then
Open a jar of
She could operate an AR though.
Yeah, crazy how that works.
So almost like it's what a woman is willing to do.
Only what she's taught.
In this case, kill a bunch of kids. Hale then retracted her steps and walked back towards where the church offices were located on the second floor. Upon entering the offices, or seeing the offices, Hale entered and performed a search of those rooms. This search was undoubtedly cursory, as staff members were hiding within offices, underneath desks, and even inside storage cabinets within those rooms. Yet Hale never saw them or fired upon them. She spent less than a minute in each of the offices she searched. After searching those offices, Hale walked to a nearby stairwell and descended to the first floor of the building.
Here's a question.
Yes.
What's the answer?
You know what an easy answer to this would be?
What?
What?
Barricade the door with all the desks. Then there's no way. Why don't they teach that?
Because they're fucking retarded. The place I work tells me to barricade the door. I don't know why you can't get your little munchkins to go get the desks. I mean, I was able to pick up a whole ass desk at that age.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Vapor, people lift free weights in parking lots.
Listen, orange throwing into the white person's car is a very challenging sport. I don't know what to tell you.
True. Upon descending the stairwell, Hale found herself at the northwest entrance of the building. By this point, everyone in the building was aware of an active killer being inside the building, and everyone began sheltering in place and barricading themselves where they could. Hale then walked through the lounge adjacent to the cafeteria and the student lobby area, but found nobody else she could target. Upon reaching the end of the hallway and the doorway leading to the main lobby for the sanctuary, Hale encountered 2 television sets mounted on the wall in the student lounge. She fired multiple shots with her carbine at the television sets. She then observed a set of doors on the opposite side of the hallway. On the other side of those doors was the hallway leading to the pre-kindergarten and kindergarten classrooms. Hale then fired several shots with her AR pistol through those doors. Nobody was on the other side of those doors, and nobody was injured from those shots. Hale then ascended the second floor using a nearby stairwell. Photographs from the student lounge, I guess she shot the television, taken by crime scene investigators following the homicides. The image on the left shows one of the
What the fuck did the TV do?
The television set, I guess, I don't know. I didn't...
There's only 2 genders!
You are...
She had a gun. It has a trigger. That's what she did.
You cannot tell me I'm a man.
She was triggered.
Chrono triggered in this case. Upon reaching the second floor, Hale found herself in the upper level of the main lobby to the sanctuary. She then entered the sanctuary itself, reaching the upper level. Once there, she fired several shots through a stained glass window positioned high on the wall in the sanctuary with her carbine. Though the window was damaged, it wasn't destroyed. The window she targeted depicted Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden.
The power of Christ!
It's Adam and Steve, not Adam and Eve.
Aiden and Eve.
Aiden and Eve.
Yeah, Adam decided to...
He probably hated that one window.
Reminding Audrey of what she cannot be.
You can't kill Christ, homo.
Just come back.
You will never be a real woman. I mean, a real man. During
Same
this
thing, apparently.
incident, she didn't encounter anyone else within the sanctuary. It was completely empty at this point. Hale then exited the sanctuary and returned to the upper level of the main lobby. As Hale was moving through the school, police officers and paramedics were being dispatched to the Covenant. The first responding police officers arrived at the building at approximately 10:19 a.m. At this point,
That was the
Hale-
body cam.
this is just the evidence.
Well, when they first entered, or is that the body cam?
Yes,
I think this is-
approximately 10:19 a.m.
There you go. She was pissed off at the windows at the time.
Fuck this window in particular.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pissed at Windows 98 too.
Fuck the sun.
At this point, Hale was
He didn't
searching-
want to upgrade.
The church's office is on the second floor. None of the police officers arriving at the location had ever even been inside the building or were familiar with its layout. Many didn't even know the Covenant existed prior to the homicides. The responding police officers came from several different precincts, investigative units, and other specialized units across the county. Upon arriving, some of the responding police officers parked their vehicles in the parking lot directly in front of the church, which is positioned on the east side of the building. The first police officer entered the building through one of the west entrances at 10:20 a.m. Around the same time, Hale was walking through the first floor hallway past the cafeteria. Being completely unfamiliar with the interior of the school, the officer found the layout of the school to be a maze and was unable to hear any of the gunfire on the other end of the school. This officer eventually joined other officers at one of the south entrances where those officers were trying to enter the school.
Officers.
Meanwhile, Hale reached the second floor lobby where she found a large window overlooking the parking lot on the south side of the building. Upon seeing police officers arriving and exiting their vehicles in the parking lot outside, Hale took up a firing position at this window. She then proceeded to fire upon the officers through the window using her AR pistol.
Ah!
An AR pistol.
I don't know.
An assault rifle pistol. That's what it is.
I don't think that's what the AR stands for. In fact.
Assault rifle?
You mean the AR isn't a Kodai scan?
No, it stands
AR stands for assault rifle.
It stands for Armalite rifle.
What the fuck?
Okay, so I'm wrong, but it's still rifle pistol.
Probably.
You guys, look at my shotgun rifle.
Gee, if
Yeah,
only we had
shotgun
somebody who
rifle.
knew about guns in this chat.
No, my shotgun pistol.
Here's my bazooka gun.
Here's my rifle, here's my gun. This is for firing, this is for fun.
When I was in the military, it was a M16. So I don't know.
In the AR-15,
Not that fucked would know.
Isn't the AR-15 just the civilian version?
It's either that or they updated it and they call it AR now.
Okay, so for over 2 minutes, Hale fired multiple shots at police officers and police vehicles in the parking lot outside of the main entrance to the sanctuary. Though she didn't injure any officers, she did manage to disable at least 2 police vehicles by deflating tires. The gunfire forced some police officers to take cover behind their vehicles, and it appeared to occupy Hale completely during this time period. As Hale fired upon the officers in the parking lot, other officers entered the school through a south entrance. These officers were initially unable to hear where the gunfire was coming from due to the layout of the school affecting acoustics. When they passed a stairwell leading to the second floor, they could hear the gunfire more clearly. Upon ascending to the second floor, they moved through the hallways towards the source of the gunfire and eventually located Hale. Due to the audible fire alarm, the earplug she was wearing throughout the attack, and the sound of her own gunfire, Hale never heard the police officers as they entered the lobby behind her. One officer then fired a 5.56 millimeter.
So wait. She was practicing gun safety for her ears during this whole thing.
Oh my god, this bitch is autistic. Holy shit.
Well, actually, she's
You gotta
not.
save your ears just in case you don't die after what you're doing.
Well, here's a spoiler alert. She was never actually diagnosed as autistic. If anything, the police basically said, no, she was actually a spoiled brat.
No, she had earplugs in to protect her ears from
Will
shooting.
years after killing all those little kids. Fuck this bitch.
Like this was
so
a
she
suicide mission, but she had
I don't want to
ear
hear the kids.
protection.
I don't want to hear the kids screaming for mommy as they bleed out and die.
She really thought that she was gonna come out alive. What
well,
a
she had ear
woman.
protection, so
What a woman moment. You are never gonna be a man at this rate.
I got a second question. Was she killed in the church?
Yeah.
That's
Whoa,
fucked up.
and, no, not really. Let's continue reading.
Okay.
Well, near it, I guess.
As Hale fired upon the officers in the parking lot, other officers entered the school through a south entrance. These officers were initially unable to hear where the gunfire was coming from. One officer then fired a 5.56 millimeter caliber rifle at Hale, striking her and knocking her to the ground. As the officers approached Hale to take her into custody, they saw she still had possession of her firearms and her arms were moving. A second officer fired a 9mm caliber pistol at her. She was fatally wounded by the officer's gunfire. The responding police officers then began searching for other attackers within the school. After confirming there were no active threats remaining in the school, police officers began evacuating students, faculty, and staff from within the building. Upon locating each of the victims, police officers carried decals, Kinney, and Scruggs outside awaiting ambulances. All three of them were declared deceased upon arriving at Vanderbilt Children's Medical Center. When police officers located Hale and Peak, they discovered each of them were still alive but in extremely critical condition. Both were evacuated from the building by paramedics and transported to Vanderbilt University Medical Center, where both later succumbed to their injuries. Upon locating Kuntz, the responding police officers discovered she had already succumbed to her injuries. The Metro Nashville Police Department Special Weapons and Tactics, aka SWAT team, then led a search throughout the school to confirm no other victims were present and no further threats remained. After confirming no other patients or hazards were present, the school was turned over to investigators for forensic processing and evidence collection. Once the scene was secured, detectives from the Metro Nashville Police Department Surveillance and Investigative Support Unit, SISU, responded to assist in obtaining the video surveillance footage from the school. Upon reviewing the available footage, they confirmed Hale was the only person who breached the school and committed the attack. They also discovered the location of Hale's vehicle in the parking lot on the west side of the building. Officers from the MNPD Hazardous Devices Unit reviewed the vehicle and confirmed no explosive devices or other hazards were present. Once the vehicle was cleared, the vehicle was searched under the authority of a search warrant.
So many stuffed animals.
Yeah, it's almost like this is a woman who did this.
Are you sure she's not autistic?
Well, there were actual psychiatric evaluations that would indicate otherwise.
I wonder if she buckles up her stuffed animals.
You gotta remember, Samus, therapists lie to these people into believing they're a different gender. I wouldn't put it past the therapist if she made her believe she's not autistic too.
Well,
I believe therapists are enablers.
Yeah, they fucking are.
well, we will see.
They ran by the fucking left. Don't get help. To be a man, just bottle it up.
Yeah,
and just
blow your brains out when it becomes too much.
don't live past 27.
Oh, poor you. You should do something about it. You should improve your life. Poor you.
During the search of the vehicle, detectives located Hale's wallet in the glove compartment, which led to her positive identification. Her cell phone was found in a small compartment located on the dashboard, and her car keys were in the driver's seat. Several stuffed animals were found on the front passenger seat, along with 5 fully loaded magazines.
Several.
5.56 millimeter ammunition. In the front passenger floorboard was a backpack. Inside the backpack were 2 notebooks containing handwriting and sketches, along with 2 thumb drives. Once Hale's identity was established, detectives were able to locate her residence. Detectives from the Metro Nashville Police Department, the investigative team addressing the neighborhood shootings Titans. Wow, that's funny. It would be like if there was a, I don't know, let me just pull this out of my ass, a detective unit in Kansas City that had the acronym of Chiefs.
Yeah.
It all comes back to the Chiefs.
Fucking Chiefs.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're
Mr.
talking about a
Brown.
unit called Titans in Nashville. I highly doubt this is created before
Hey man,
1989.
I come from a place where our team chokes all the time. It's okay.
Yeah, Skull Viking Skull.
Yeah.
I come from a place where I choke my chicken.
That's an interesting football team.
I'm not talking about my roosters.
Go Roosters.
I'm talking about your mom.
And pulling
Go
off-
Moms.
went to the residence to conduct surveillance prior to obtaining a search warrant. During the surveillance, detectives observed Hale's father exiting the residence and leaving in his vehicle. Detectives conducted an investigative stop of him and his vehicle a short distance away from the residence. While speaking with him and prior to mentioning his daughter's death, he claimed to have heard about the attack on the Covenant and suspected his daughter of being involved. Sorry
So
about
he
that.
knew his daughter was disturbed.
Yes, he did.
What is with these fucking parents always being like, I knew, but I didn't think he'd do anything. Meanwhile,
I
my
got her the gun and
sister-
everything.
Meanwhile, my fucking sister thinks I'm gonna do it, and I don't even have a fucking means to pull it off. I was like, what, fucking 16? What the fuck's wrong with her?
I don't rightly know.
Yeah, an AR in the private sector is generally like self-defense, like hyper self-defense, or a hobby gun. Why does she have this?
Good question.
How
Very.
did she get this? What
Was
the
it the-
fuck was... What was he telling her dad? Daddy, can I get a gun that shoots real fast? Like what the fuck was the conversation there?
Well, the dad could have had it and she swiped it. That's the best I got. That's
Well, he needs to be held responsible then.
the best read you get. Otherwise, it's, yeah, hey, daddy, can I have a fucking HR or AR pistol?
Who's saying this?
Oh yeah, and Toya comes from a land down under.
Okay. There should be no fucking reason in AR
She comes from the
Could
black
ever
side
be-
of the earth,
easy to get
down under.
from the fucking car.
Right.
You fucking love granola.
Not knowing if any other threats were present inside the residence, the residence was first secured by the Metro Nashville Police Department,
So many diaries.
SWAT,
That was a
under
lot.
the authority of a search warrant, and this is why there was no real quote-unquote manifesto that was released upon her death. The residence was then searched by detectives. During the search, detectives located Hale's bedroom, which quickly became the focus of the search. Within her bedroom, detectives discovered numerous items of interest. In her bedroom closet, detectives located a short-barrel 12-gauge shotgun, along with boxes
Just in her room. What?
along with boxes of ammunition for the weapon. Also in the closet, detectives located a white t-shirt with hand-printed words and a logo similar to the one she wore during the attack. Throughout the room, detectives located numerous notebooks, folders, sketchbooks, and loose documents which contained personal writings, artwork, sales receipt, and lists made by Hale. 5 cell phones, 2 laptop computers, video, VHS cassette tapes, and
Oh my fucking god.
how did
I
she,
don't know.
How did she get VHS tapes? That's my question.
These school shooters are
God.
so unoriginal. Holy fuck.
So when I was in high school, if I had hey, mom, dad, I'm going to keep my guns and ammo in my room, in my closet. Because I'm a gun enthusiast. I like that stuff.
Yeah, but that's normal, and you're a man, and you're not batshit crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to therapy, but gotta keep
Yeah,
my guns oiled.
And several thumb drives were also found within the bedroom. On her desk was a handwritten note addressed to her parents.
like totally, mom. I'm like sorry, but I have to go kill those kids. They looked at me funny.
They had it coming.
That's right. They
They
said
never
hi to
invited
me.
me to their birthday party. They keep misgendering me. They're gonna fucking die. How dare they?
They keep telling me good morning. Like, what's good about it?
This is the Christians' fault. Meanwhile, the fucking non-Christians.
On her desk was a handwritten note addressed to her parents. In the note, Hale told her parents she was going to die and instructed them to care for her belongings. At the Covenant, investigators spent the next 2 days.
Is that the Resident Evil symbol, by the way?
That may be the symbol for the Umbrella Corporation.
Yeah, that's Umbrella.
Unoriginal as fuck. Oh my god.
I hate these fucking unoriginal remakes.
Yeah.
The mind virus.
Talk about the T virus, am I right, guys?
Yeah.
At the Covenant,
The low T virus.
At the Covenant, investigators spent the next 2 days photographing the interior of the building, forensically processing the scene, and collecting evidence. This led to detectives reconstructing the crime, especially portions that were not captured by video surveillance cameras within the school. Investigators later determined that Hale fired a total of 152 bullets during the attack, 126 from her AR pistol, 25 from her carbine, and 1 from her non-AR pistol. At the time of her death, she still had 272 live cartridges on her person, 199 live 5.56 millimeter.
Woof. Why so much ammo? What the?
I think she was out there to kill everybody.
Just into trap shooting, I guess.
I guess those kids are hard to kill or something. I don't know.
Well,
Waiting for hunting day.
Well, they are smaller to target.
Just a small arsenal in her bedroom.
199 live 5.
I don't know why my daughter did it, guys. There was no signs. The signs in question.
Well, she was going to therapy. What more could have I done?
The therapy in question.
I should have bought her that one. Should have got her that one more gun.
Yeah.
Would have made her happy.
73 live 9mm caliber cartridges, most of which were loaded into magazines. It became apparent shortly after the attack that nobody else was directly involved in the attack itself. The video surveillance footage available at the Covenant failed to show anyone else accompanying Hale during the attack, and nothing was found either at the scene or her residence to show anyone else directly aided Hale during the attack.
The therapist said this was all normal behavior. It was okay before it happened.
Yep, 8 o'clock through 8:16, Hale left.
You are so valiant in killing those fucking kids. Fuck them Christians. Yeah, Mr. Therapist, sir, ma'am, miss. I am so gonna do it. Thank you for reevaluating my delusions.
Live your best life, child.
This is why we gotta bully people.
Oh my god.
8 o'clock a.m. through 8:16 a.m. Hale left her residence and drove directly to Royal Range, USA. When she left her residence, she carried a duffel bag and backpack which contained 3 different firearms, ammunition, and equipment. 8:16 through 9:33 a.m. Hale arrived at Royal Range, USA. She parked in the corner of the parking lot, far from the building and the entrance to the parking lot. Now, this is just basically what we had just read through. As previously mentioned, Deke, House, Kinney, and Scruggs were all members of the same 3rd grade class and all were 9 years of age at the time of their deaths. Hill was age 61 and a custodian at the school. Kuntz was age 60 and the executive principal, and Peake was age 61 and a substitute teacher. No information has been found to show Hill had any prior relationship
I
with
was 2 days away from retirement.
Prior to the attack. Audrey Hale was born March 25th, 1995. She was a lifelong Nashville resident, lived with her parents at the time of her death. Hale attended the Covenant between 2001 and 2005, after which she Attended middle school at Isaac T. Creswell Middle Magnet School for the Arts, Creswell Middle. She then attended the Nashville School of the Arts, NSA, graduating in 2014. She obtained a bachelor's degree in graphic design from Nasi College of the Arts, Nasi, in Nashville, Tennessee in 2022. Hale held low-skill jobs throughout her life. She worked as a pet sitter and delivery person for internet-based grocery shopping services.
The way they spell that, she went to a Nazi college.
Hale had no prior criminal history to her death. The only known interaction between her and law enforcement occurred less than a week before the attack, and she was questioned as a witness in an accidental discharge at a shooting range in Gallatin, Tennessee. At the time of her death, Hale was unmarried. After interviewing her family members and those friends detectives could identify, they all described her as shy and introverted. God damn. Hale openly identified as lesbian, but wasn't in a relationship. She also made statements about wanting to transition genders. She began to use the name Aiden Williams in the years prior to her death and used male pronouns on her social media and networking accounts. Nothing has been found to suggest she initiated or was undergoing a transition at the time of her death, including medical documentation. During her autopsy following her death, it was determined she was biologically female. And with that, I think now would be a good time to kind of do a bit of a halftime break. See you later, Vapor.
Yeah, Vapor dropped.
Yep, we will take a little break.
Hey guys, I'm back.
We'll take a little break.
Alrighty. I'm dropping too.
All right, see you later, dude. Take care.
Later. Got shit to do.
Uh-huh. And welcome back, everybody. Thought I'd take a little break here. Ooh, I see we got a couple of new messages from Mothman. I'm just tuning in, but this is certainly the work of Israel! And he's chewing on his nails. Well. Can't certainly say anything about that, but here is what she left behind after it became apparent nobody else directly participated in the attack. 3 questions appeared regarding the murders. Did anyone else provide material support or assistance to Hale prior to the attack? And knowing an attack would take place. What was the motive behind the attack? Was Hale sane at the time of the attack? Well, you know, I'm going to be honest. This might just be halftime in general, because I think I'm going to start this again tomorrow. I'm sorry, but we're going to start this again tomorrow, okay? I will have another time scheduled, and it'll be tomorrow evening. You will